Hi, welcome back to the channel. My name's Sophie and today we are doing a follow-up on the ZIIP Halo, which I talked about a couple of videos back, and this is a 3-month update. So in my last video, I covered just my initial impressions of the ZIIP device, how I felt after a few days of using it, and essentially I've been using it for 3 months now, so I'm not going to cover too much of what I covered in that first video, and I shall link it at the end so you can go and take a look at that for some different information. The ZIIP Halo is a microcurrent and nanocurrent device. So this sets it apart from all the other devices out there, like the Foreo Bear, like the NuFace, which are purely microcurrent devices. So microcurrent gives you that instant lift, that instant sculpt. It's like a workout for your face. It really works the muscles beneath the skin. And so you get the instant results after one use of the product. So the nanocurrent is slightly different because it actually gives you long-term benefits. It increases production of collagen and elastin, and it is this lack of collagen and elastin production that leads to our aging. So if we can get help with this as we get older, then that will really help with the anti-aging process. So as I say, this device combines both of those. A lot of the programs combine both nanocurrent and microcurrent, and there are some purely nanocurrent treatments as well. In my first video, I showed how I use the device and talked about this in a little bit more detail, so you can also watch that after this one if you feel like you want some more information. So to start with, let's talk about how I use the device, how I implemented it into my routine. And this is really important because how you use the device is going to completely impact your results. If you just pick it up once in a while, you're not really going to see any results. So it's really important that you do follow a plan, especially at the beginning. So to begin with, I just use the device every other day, picking a program that I like the look of on the app. There are so many programs to pick from. Sometimes I did a lifting program, sometimes I focused on the brows, sometimes I focused on using the nanocurrents. So I got a really good idea of so many of the different programs on the app. Then I decided, let's take this seriously, let's try everything available to me, and I started off with the intro 14-day plan. Now if you get this device, I really recommend starting here. It's essentially 14 days and there are rest days built in, so you're not using the device every single day. It tells you what to do each day, it tells you which day is the rest day and what programs to do on the other days, and you get to experience lots of the different programs on the app. And it just really takes the thought out of, what should I do? How do I use this device? Following that, I did the 30-day Best Skin of Your Life plan, which is a little bit more intense, but it is still pretty much every other day. You experience some more programs, I think some days are slightly longer, but it really gets you into that routine of using the app and using the device. And then following that, I did the 7-day event prep Best Skin of Your Life, which is the most intensive program because you actually use the device 7 days in a row. The treatments are commonly about 15 minutes long, so it is quite intensive, but it is designed to really give you that best skin for your upcoming event. I personally found this one a little intense. I didn't really enjoy using the device every day. It sort of became a bit of a chore, and I wanted to kind of go back to using it 3 or 4 times a week, but I powered through just for the testing process, and now I'm back to using the device pretty much 3 times a week. But I actually did take a week off after that full intensive week because I just wanted a break. I just didn't enjoy doing 7 days in a row. So being completely transparent with you, I did actually have a week off, and then I'm back to sort of 3 times a week now. So now we're just going to talk about the practicalities of this device. So for example, how do you fit it into your day? So you can do anything between sort of 4 to 15 minutes. And I would say 15 minutes is quite a lot of time, especially if you're doing it before you go to work. So all the microcurrent programs you want to do before you go to work. You want to do them so you have that lovely lifted effect as you go out for your day. You don't want to do it before you go to bed. I mean, what a waste. So yeah, definitely want to do those in the morning. The nanocurrent programs you can do before you go to bed. They're quite relaxing, but to be honest with you, once I got the device out, once I put the gel on my face, I thought I might also do them all at the same time, especially because I didn't necessarily want to use 2 lots of gel in one day because that's going to end up being more expensive. So I'd say time-wise, following the programs can be time-consuming, but if you just stick to the 4-minute program 3-4 times a week, then it's not time-consuming at all. The app is easy to use, it's easy to sync with the app. In terms of charge, the device lasts kind of 4 to 6 weeks. It flashes orange when it needs charging, so it's super easy to know when to charge it. So all these things, really easy, really seamless. The gel itself, really nice, not sticky. You can actually leave it on your face, but I washed it off before I applied the rest of my skincare. And I never broke out from the gel, so it does feel really nice, very good quality, and I'm definitely continuing to buy the ZIIP gel. And in terms of how long the gel lasted, you get a smaller ZIIP gel than they actually sell within your pack when you buy it, and it lasted me about 6 weeks, so I thought that was pretty good going. The regular size, which is bigger, I think is probably going to last me 4 or 5 months at about 4 times a week usage, so it's not too bad. And of course, what you want to know about the most, my results. Well, I probably wanted to see a miracle, and I certainly didn't see any miracles, but I don't really have much lifting to do. I'm 37, I probably focusing more in my life now on kind of skin texture, how my skin looks. And I think that with terms of lifting, if you were to have like more sagging or anything like that, you would see better results with this device. I've looked into quite a few people who've used this device before and read a lot of blog posts. And it seems to be a common trend that a mother and daughter might both use this device. And the mother sees huge benefits in terms of sagging and lifting. And then the daughter sees different kinds of results, more to do with how her skin looks. And I definitely agree with this. I did notice some lifting. So for example, after the brow treatment, I did notice that my brows looked lifted. After the lip treatment, which is a relatively new treatment, I definitely noticed plumping in my lips, which was much welcomed. In terms of lifting though, and things like smile lines, I didn't notice a huge difference. But I would say that I'm probably not the best person to ask with regard to that, because I didn't really need much done in that sense. However, I do believe the nanocurrent has really started to kick in. Now, the nanocurrent doesn't actually start to kick in until sort of 6 weeks, and that's when you start to see results. So I'm only really just past that, and I'm only really entering the nanocurrent benefit phase. And the main thing I've noticed is that my skin looks brighter, glowier, better skin tone, and I haven't changed my skincare at all. This is all presumably from the ZIIP. But I have also noticed that I appear sort of like more awake, so my eyes feel almost a bit bigger, a bit brighter, and I think that could be a mixture of the nanocurrent and the microcurrent combined, which is giving this appearance. However, there are some negatives that I would like to mention. First being that I do think some of the treatments might be a little bit too intense for some people. So this device does not hurt. It's not uncomfortable. It's nothing like the Foreo Bear if you've tried that one before, or some of the other microcurrent devices. However, I find some of the pulsations, the tingling can be a bit much for sensitive skin, and I did occasionally notice some red dots on my cheeks after using mainly one of the programs, which was the 6-minute instant gratification. Therefore, if you've got super sensitive skin or anything like rosacea, I would say you will want to probably avoid that program, but I would probably do some more research just to make sure this is suitable for your skin. The last thing you want is to go to improve your skin and then actually just find it flares up any kind of sensitivity. I also noticed that whenever I had any spots or open wounds, this would irritate them in terms, it would sting. It would hurt a little bit, so I would maybe have some spots along my jawline, and I'd be trying to use the device, and it is quite big, and I'd be trying to avoid this area, but there'd always be a point which actually gets touched by the device. So I would find that when I had a severe bout of spots or anything like that, I think it was best to avoid using the device or just avoid using it in that particular area, because it did sting and I didn't really enjoy that. And the final negative is just that you've got to put effort in. So if you don't have time, if you're not someone who can kind of stick to a routine, this probably isn't the device for you. To see the results, you can't just pick it up once a week, once a month, do the odd program here and there. You've got to really put the work in as a minimum 3 to 4 times a week. And you've really got to put that work in to see the results. So I'd say if that's not sounding like you, then this probably isn't the device for you. And that doesn't matter. You don't need these devices. They're just, an added extra that will help you get some results. But, facial massage and having a routine that you can stick to in terms of skincare will still deliver you some kind of results. And in terms of me and how I'm planning on using this going forward, I'm going to continue using this 3 times a week, maybe 4, predominantly going to use the 4-minute lift, the brow treatment, the lip treatment, the plump treatment, and the 10-minute Founder's Favourite, which is just nanocurrent. So the individual ones I mentioned, like the brows and lips and so on, they're only about 2 minutes long, so you can stack them on to the 4-minute treatment really easily, and they don't take much time at all, and you see some instant results from those. And then the 10-minute nanocurrent treatment is just quite relaxing. And you can do it morning, you can do it evening. And because that is the one that focuses on collagen and elastin production, I see for me, that is the one that's going to deliver me the most benefit, because I don't need immediate lifting right now, but I do want to encourage collagen and elastin production for the future in terms of preventative aging. So if you are interested in this device, I have a code from Current Body. They've kindly given me a code for both Current Body products and ZIIP products after I reached out to them. And it is Smith on Beauty, all one word, I'll pop it down below, for 10% off. So Smith on Beauty gets you 10% off the ZIIP Halo, the ZIIP gels, all the Current Body products like the Current Body masks. Yeah, so that's a great way to save some money, because these devices certainly aren't cheap. I hope you found this review really helpful in kind of helping you make a decision about whether this is the right device for you. I've tried to be as honest as possible, sharing the good and the bad. And if you'd like to see a little bit more about the device in action, the app in action, me using the device, then you can head to the first video I did, which I shall link at the end of the video for a little bit more information. It was lovely chatting to you today, and I hope to catch up with you soon. Bye.